Okay, so next lesson now, we can look up. So, at present, we can solve a linear, we can solve a quadratic, we can solve a cubic, we can solve where two linears meet. So the last one to look at for us is a linear and a quadratic. So for example, y equals x minus 1 and y equals x squared minus 4x plus, minus 1. Example. So I would like to solve this. Andy, are you listening? So I would like to solve this. If this was linear and linear, you have 4 ways to solve it. But only one of them can work here. Would anybody have any ideas on what method could be used here to solve this? No elimination. Substitution. Yeah?
No, just use the
No, I don't think so. Yeah, substitution. Because if you look here, this is equal to y, and this one here is equal to y. So of course, if this is equal to y, and if this is equal to y, then it must be that this one is equal to the other one there. You know, it's like saying if y equals a and y equals b, then a must equal b. It's the same logic. This isn't too difficult because you can just throw everything to the right. Because, you know, minus 1 becomes plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. So if you want, you can use your formula. What's A? B? And C? 0. So if you use your formula, you get x equals 0 or x equals 5 from the quadratic formula. Or you could factorize it or whatever. Nearly finished. How do I find the y? Replace it. In which one is easier? First one. So if x is 0, what's y? Very good. And if x is 5, what's y? It's 4. So your first answer is 0 minus 1 or 5, 4. You know when two lines intersect, how many times do they meet? Only once. But here, the line and the curve meets twice. And if you want to picture it, quadratic is this shape, yes? And linear is this shape. And that is why you get two answers. Because the line meets the quadratic twice. Yeah? Which part? If I had a line and a line, they only meet once here. So there should only be one answer. But if I have a quadratic and a line, I should have two answers because they can meet twice. Now that's not always the case. Do you think the answer could be just one answer? Yeah, because maybe the line just about meets it like once, like this. And there might be no answer. What would that be? Yeah, the line is just too far away from the quadratic. If two lines don't meet, we say they're parallel. Okay? It's not right to say that these are parallel, but they don't meet. This has a special name. When a line meets a curve only once, it's called tangent, yeah. So this is called a tangent here. But anyways, what I'm concerned about right now is the process. And you use substitution. You replace, well, the y's get replaced with these. So can you write that down? That's what I need there. Now, that one's not too difficult because it's a lot like just a regular quadratic. There's only one complication, and the only complication really is these two pieces here. You have to take them over to the right. And then once you do, what do you have here? A nice regular quadratic. So once you have your calculator and once you remember your quadratic formula, that's all there is to it. I'll do one more example like this, okay? So next example. Yes? Okay. No, what's wrong? Problem? So next example, I have y equals 3x plus 13, y equals minus x squared minus 7x minus 8. This equals y, that equals y, so this equals that. Take everything to the left. X squared plus 10x plus 21 equals 0. Or what have you got here as your answers? 21 and 1, no. 7 and 3, yeah. Minus 7 minus 3. X is minus 7 or x equals minus 3. I use my quadratic formula, you know? A equals 1, B equals 10, C equals 21. Yeah. Yes? Right, you all have calculators. You all remember, well, this is your problem. You all have calculators, or at least you should. You all have knowledge of the quadratic formula, minus B plus minus square root, B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. A is 1, B is 10, C is 21. Put those three numbers into the formula and out comes these two answers. But in the exam, no. No, okay. Yeah. But remember, please remember, too much calculator. Brain damage. Yeah. No, worse than brain freeze. Okay. Now I have to find y. So if I put it into the first one, minus 3 times 7 is minus 21. So what's that going to be? Minus 8, is it? Again, please check. And if I put minus 3 in, 3 times minus 3 is minus 9, plus 13 is 4. So my two answers are minus 7 minus 8 or minus 3 4. Yeah. Got that written down? You wrote that down? Alright, the next example I want to do with you is not like this one. I mean, it's still a linear and a quadratic, but it's more difficult, okay? So are you ready to see the next one? Yes, okay. So, like 2a, for example. (2x minus 11y plus 54 equals 0, and then 4x squared plus xy minus 5y squared equals 0. 2 dot. Now there is a big difference between this and the previous one, and the big difference being what exactly?
Y and X. That are both together.
Yep. The x and y are both together here in both equations. So our first task is to get y from one of the equations. Which one would be easier to deal with? The first one. So I could rewrite the first one and get y equals 2 over 11x plus 54 over 11, if you rewrite it. So you take the 11y over to the other side, and then you divide by 11. I'm skipping one or two steps because I feel like at this stage I don't need to write every single line down. I'll take that silence to mean yes, teacher. Yes, teacher. So it's not difficult to rewrite that to get that, okay? It'll take you 2 lines, that's it. Now what?
Now replace y with the second equation.
Yeah. What's that, Mohammed? What? What? No. Please keep your comments to constructive ones, okay? Now this here is equal to y. And you have y here in the second one. So you substitute, you replace. So now we get 4x squared plus x times y minus 5y squared equals 0. Now, I'll give you a minute to write that down. Did you write this down? Okay, I'll go ahead now. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a little trick here to simplify this. You know that those fractions are going to make this very messy. So you want to get rid of the fractions here. So you should multiply everything by, no, not 11, by 121. And the reason for that is because it's not 11 here. It's actually 11 squared, which is 121. So you multiply everything by 121. So multiply this all by 121. So that's what I'm going to do next. You take the denominator and you square it. 11 squared is 121, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. 4 times 121 is 484x squared. Now, 121 over 11, what's that? 121 divided by 11 is? 11. And 11 times 2? 22. So you have 22, and then x by x? X squared. All right, 121 over 11 again is 11. So please, 11 times 54 on your calculator, what's that? 600 and... Oh, nearly 600. 594 x. Now, I won't do it on this line because it'll get too long. I won't square this out. But what is 11 squared? It's 121. So when I put 121 here, it cancels those. So that's nice because then that just leaves it like this. Equals 0. Okay, let's clean this up. 484x squared plus 22x squared. Here? No, because it still has to go onto these two. It hasn't finished its job yet. What is it? 506 x squared plus 594x minus 5. Okay, now I'm going to square this. So that would be 4x squared plus 216x,
291.
thank you, plus 2916 equals 0. Yes, I sure hope that's right. Okay, so 506x squared plus 594x minus 20x squared plus 1080.
But that's 80.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. And then 5 times 2,916. I will not try. What?
Minus 180.
Where? Oh, thank you. And then the last one, 5 times 2,000, 10,000, 14580. And this is equal to 0. All right, 506x squared minus 20x squared, what's that? 486x squared. 594 minus 1080 minus 486, yeah? Come on, 594 minus 1080, is it 486? Okay. And then just this at the end. Now, I have a funny feeling this number can be divided by 486. See if you can divide 486 into this number, please.
It equals 30.
Yeah? So you get x squared minus x minus 30 equals 0. I divided everything by 486. Alright, this will have two answers, 6 and 5 I believe. X equals 6 or x equals minus 5. How can I find the y?
Just replace it.
Replace it into the equation here. Right, 2 times 6, 12. 12 over 11 plus 54 over 11 is 66 over 11,
Yeah.
which is 6. Minus 5. 2 times minus 5 is minus 10 over 11 plus 54 over 11 is 44 over 11, which is 4. So your two answers are 6 and 6 or minus 5 and 4. Yeah. Say again? To make all the numbers smaller. You didn't have to do that, just to make it a little easier.
You already didn't have to.
What? What?
You didn't have to divide it.
I don't understand what you're saying. What are you asking me?
No, never mind.
Alright, okay. Let me just stop the recording here for this one.